I'm going to build a real app in this video. Login, payments, AI, backend, deployment. Everything from scratch without knowing any code. An app that would have cost tens of thousands of dollars to build just a year ago. And I'm going to do it live so you can see exactly how it works. By the end of this video, you'll learn how to build an app that could potentially change your life. Because here's the shift that people haven't noticed yet. ChatGPT made everyone a writer, Canva made everyone a designer, and now software itself is buildable by anyone who can explain an idea clearly. In this video, I'll show you why most ideas still die, what is changing in the new year, and how you can turn that idea into a real app without a team. So if you ever thought to yourself, I'd build this if I knew how, this video closes that gap. Most ideas don't fail because they're bad. They fail because turning an idea into real software used to be brutal. You needed front end, back end, databases, payments, and a budget that killed momentum before anything shipped. So ideas stayed trapped in Notion documents, Figma files, or that mental folder called I'll build this one day. The bottleneck was never creativity, it was execution. And that bottleneck just disappeared. Here's a shift that most people missed. AI didn't just get smarter, it got more useful. Before, AI could help you write a line of code if you already knew what you were doing, but now it can think through the entire build for you, planning the app, writing the code, testing it, fixing mistakes, getting it live, all in one flow. Instead of acting like a calculator, AI now acts more like a small development team working behind the scenes. That's the moment building software stopped being a technical problem and started becoming a creative one. And that's exactly where my favorite platform for this comes in, Emergent. And luckily, the sponsor for today's video is Emergent, and it's honestly the exact reason this kind of build is even possible nowadays. Emergent isn't just another no-code toy, and it's not just a chatbot that splits out UI mockups. It's the world's first agentic vibe coding platform. That basically means instead of one AI answering prompts, you're working with multiple AI agents that handle the entire software lifecycle. Front end, back end, integrations, testing, and deployment, all by just chatting. And this part matters. What you build in Emergent isn't a prototype, it's production ready from day one. That's why it's grown so fast. Over 2 million people are already building on it. It's also the only platform to rank #1 globally twice in software engineering benchmarks for coding agents. So this isn't experimental tech. It's already competing head to head with tools like Replit, Bolt, Lovable, but without you locking into their ecosystem. You own the code, you own the data, you can deploy, fork, or leave whenever you want. And that's why for this video, I'm not just talking about Emergent, I'm going to build something real with it. Next, I'll show you exactly what we're building and why it's the perfect example of what this platform can actually do. So here's what we're building. I'm going to create a real app called Creator OS. Think of it as an idea vault and operating system for creators, a place where ideas don't just live in your head and get lost in notes, Notion, or random voice memos. Creator OS will let you create an account, log in, generate content ideas with AI, save, tag, and organize those ideas. We'll be able to refine them over time instead of starting from scratch and unlock advanced features behind a paid plan. So this isn't just a landing page, this isn't a demo. By the end of this video, Creator OS will be live, deployed, and usable. And the reason that this is such a good example is because it hits everything that people think is hard about building software, like authentication, databases, AI logic, payments, and deployment. Normally, this kind of app would take weeks, a team, and thousands of dollars. But today, we're doing it by describing what we want and letting Emergent handle the rest. Next, we're gonna actually build it in Emergent. So this is the exact moment where most people expect things to fall apart. Because up until now, this still sounds like, okay, but that's probably just a fancy UI generator. So let's actually build the core of Creator OS live. So as we can see here, this isn't any templates or pre-built demo. I'm literally just going to describe the app. So I'm putting in, I want to build Creator OS, an app for creators to generate, save, tag, and refine content ideas. It needs user accounts, an idea vault, AI-powered generation, and paid tiers. So then next, it's just gonna ask a few clarifying questions to make sure that it gets everything right for you. So just go ahead and answer everything like the AI model that you wanna use, the payment system, and that's it. Now watch what happens. Emergent doesn't just start coding randomly, it plans first. This is the part that's different. Instead of just one AI guessing everything, Emergent spins up multiple agents, each handling a different job. Think of it like a real development team. One agent handles the product structure, one handles the front end layout, one handles the back end logic, and one thinks through AI workflows, one focuses on testing and stability. Normally, this coordination alone would cost thousands of dollars. Here, it's just automatic. Now, here's something important. Emergent gives me access to multiple AI models like OpenAI, Claude, Gemini, through a universal LLM key. So I didn't set up APIs, I didn't manage different keys, I didn't wire anything together. Emergent already did that infrastructure for me. So when Creator OS generates the ideas later, I'm not locked into one model. I can switch, compare, or scale without rewiring anything. This is the AI brain of the app, and it's already being wired into a real backend, not a prototype. And that's the key difference. What's being built here isn't just a mock-up. It's production-grade software taking shape in real time. Next, we'll cover user accounts and the idea vault. So this is where most no-code tools usually fall apart. So let's add the pieces that turn this from a demo into a real product. First, authentication. Emergent creates a full user login and account handling automatically. Passwords, sessions, security, all handled in the backend without wiring anything manually. Now, the idea vault. Every user gets their own private space where ideas are generated, saved, tagged, retrieved later. This isn't front-end smoke and mirrors. Each idea is being stored in a real database tied to a specific user account. That means when someone logs out and comes back tomorrow, their ideas are still there. We can also add logic like free users get limited ideas, paid users get unlimited access, future features get unlocked automatically. All of that is back-end logic, handled natively inside Emergent. And this is the moment where it clicks. We're not just dragging blocks around, we're building actual software, just without touching traditional code. So now that we have users and real data, the next step is turning this into a business, not just an app. That's where payments come in. This is the point where most people stop playing around. An app without payments is a hobby. An app with payments is a business. So let's add monetization, monthly subscription billing. Emergent connects it directly to Stripe, subscriptions, customer records, billing status, all handled automatically. And as I already said, we tie the payments to logic. So basically, if a user is on a free plan, they hit a limit. If they upgrade, everything unlocks instantly. This is the critical shift. Creator OS isn't just a prototype. It isn't just a landing page. It isn't a UI demo. It's a live monetized application that someone could start charging for today. And we built this part without touching any backend code, payment APIs, or security configs. At this point, most people assume that there has to be a catch. That's where Emergent's power features come in, the part that most platforms don't have at all. First, version control. If something breaks, I can roll back instantly, either just the chat logic or the entire code base. This alone saves hours once an app gets complex. Next, GitHub integration. Everything syncs cleanly to GitHub. You can collaborate, audit changes, or take the code anywhere. There's no platform lock-in here. You own what you build. Then, autonomous testing. Emergent runs tests on both front end and back end. It catches bugs before users do without me babysitting the app. Deployment is just one click. Custom domain, live app, real users immediately. And if you're working with a team, multiple builders, shared context, real collaboration. This is why Emergent isn't just helping you build apps faster. It lets you shift, fix, scale, and evolve them without rebuilding anything from scratch. And that's the difference between starting a project and building something that can actually grow. So most tools in the space do one part of the job. Some are great for UI, some are fine for prototypes, some help you write code faster, but they break the moment that you want real complexity. Here's the difference. Other platforms usually give you a single AI assistant, front-end heavy projects, external backends like Supabase, manual testing, lock in once things get big. Emergent works differently. You get multiple agentic AIs working together, a native backend built in, authentication, payments handled together, autonomous testing with no babysitting, full GitHub sync and ownership. That's why Emergent ranked #1 globally twice for software engineering benchmarks for coding agents. It's not just faster, it's built for shipping and real software, not stopping halfway. So at this point, you've seen the full picture. It's not a prototype, it's not a demo, it's a real production-ready app built from scratch with AI in one place. And that's the shift that's happening right now. If ChatGPT made everyone a writer and Canva made everyone a designer, Emergent is making everyone a software builder. If you want to try this out yourself, build your own app or turn an idea into something real, use code Edmond for 5% off all payments or click the first link in the description. The tool is finally caught up. Now it's just a question of who builds and who keeps watching. I'll see you in the next one.